Hello everyone, this is Sanjay Patankar. I'm Product Manager for Sustainability and Climate Change Services of Bureau Veritas, and you might be aware that this is a very important topic in today's world. It is making daily headlines, so you are all aware of the importance of sustainability and climate change in our life today. So I might tell you that Bureau Veritas also offers a lot of certification services which are related to the sustainability portfolio, and this covers our audit and certification, as well as activities like providing assurance. So when I say audit, it's basically audit against certain ISO standards, right? These are audits for management systems practiced by companies, and these management systems have to conform to the requirements of ISO international standards. So these standards are like ISO50001 or ISO14064 and so on. So we have audit on the one hand, and we also have services which are in the form of providing assurance. So when I say assurance, basically these are in terms of values or data or information that has already been worked on by an organization and submitted to Bureau Veritas for verification. So what we do is we basically assess the information, and again there are standards applying which we follow the standards, the criteria given in the standards, and we try to see whether the given information is according to the criteria and whether that can be relied upon or it is credible information, and we provide assurance. There are certain levels of assurance also which we provide. So usually we end up giving a statement, an assurance statement or an assurance report to the client. So talking of audit related certification, on the first thing which I mentioned, there is a standard called ISO50001. Recently it got also revised to ISO50001 2018 version. So there is still time for companies to switch over to the 18 version. But basically the advantages of organizations going in for ISO50001 certification are that they get a management system which is based on international practices, international recommendations as per the standards, and using that management system they can improve their energy performance. So they can reduce their energy consumption, improve the efficiency of the devices and the equipment that they use, and in general lower their energy cost. That is very important because energy is becoming costlier day by day, as we all know. Recently, fuel prices have really skyrocketed. So the first advantage is, of course, conservation of energy and also the cost savings. When you conserve energy, you are also conserving the Earth's natural resources. So that also is going to help achieve sustainable living for all of us. So that is about 50001. Again, I mentioned to you about assurance. So in assurance, we do assurance of the Ghg emissions, the reduction of Ghg emissions. When I say Ghg emissions, I mean the emissions due to the release of carbon dioxide from man-made activities into the atmosphere. And these are greenhouse gases, basically carbon dioxide and some other greenhouse gases. So you are all aware that greenhouse gases are contributing to global warming, and they have been blamed for the the rise in the Earth's surface temperatures because of the greenhouse effect. So every organization these days is trying to lower its Ghg footprint and to reduce the Ghg emissions that are taking place as a result of its activities. So there are many organizations who have started mapping the carbon footprint, and having calculated the carbon footprint, they would like someone like us, like Bureau Veritas, to provide external assurance on the computed values of the carbon footprint. So that is where we come in, and we conduct audit of their data and their calculations, computations, and in the end we are able to give some kind of assurance, at various levels, whether the computed footprint can be relied upon, whether it is credible, it is reliable, and so on. So that is about carbon. And next thing what I mentioned was about water. So water also is an equally important issue these days. It's a burning issue and also very sensitive issue in most parts of the world. There are many areas in India as well as other countries which are water stressed, which are deprived of water, and people have to walk miles to get even a bucket of water. So it's a very socially very relevant topic. So that is where Bureau Veritas can provide services in the form of assuring water footprints or a computed water balance. A water balance is nothing but a computation of how much water has been consumed by an organization in a certain period and how much water it has replenished as a result of its own activity, as a result of its own efforts. So we call that the correlation between the two as water balance. So an organization can compute the water balance, and Bureau Veritas can conduct an audit to verify that the data has been properly taken and the measurements have been taken by instruments that are calibrated and which are reliable, so that we are able to finally give an assurance on the computed value of the water footprint and water balance. So that is how we come in as an assurance provider when it comes to assurance of the water balance. And then one more thing that we can give services in is the assurance of sustainability reports that are published by various organizations. So this is basically a report of sustainability, the performance of the organization related to various indicators of sustainability, whether they are environmental indicators, economic indicators, as well as social indicators. So there are again different standards, reporting standards like the Global Reporting Initiative standards, and the sustainability report is prepared on the basis of these standards, and these reports are then evaluated by Bureau Veritas. We conduct assessments at the site of the organization, also the review of their documentation and the report, and we are able to finally end up providing an assurance on whether the information presented can be relied. So the entire exercise, whether it's audit, whether it is assurance, is intended to give some kind of comfort to the user of that information, whether it is a customer, whether it's a supplier, whether it's another stakeholder, it's a government agency, it is a regulator, anyone. So these stakeholders can get a measure of comfort that the information that an organization is declaring in the public domain can be really trusted, and it can be taken as credible information. So that is how we offer our services in the sustainability domain, and we will be happy to, we look forward to providing these services to growing number of clientele these days, and we have a team of very capable people who can conduct these kind of assessments. That's in a nutshell for you. Thank you very much.